If you can't tell by the holler of the wind, this is not the day to test your sea legs. But for a thrill-seeking sailor, you couldn't ask for better weather. This is Norfolk, Virginia, a windy part of the country that sits along the Chesapeake Bay. It's part of the Hampton Roads area, a hub of tourism, the military, shipping, and soon, the wind energy industry. It's a perfect place for Bobby Clinton.
It's all I've ever wanted to do.
He's a 42-year merchant marine and spent many of those years with McAllister Towing, a marine transport company that's been around for more than 150 years.
All the things that you find on the shelves in your local stores are because of the people on these ships, the tugboats that bring them in here.
But the business he thought he knew has undergone a bit of a change. This is the heart of the Gaspee. The boat once ran supplies out to oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. Today, it's set to support a much cleaner energy business, turbines that harness the wind.
So far, it hasn't really brought any money back to us, but it will.
Bobby Clinton has good reason to be optimistic. Virginia has big plans for offshore wind energy.
Sort of extends in this area.
George Hagerman and Paul Olson lead research efforts focused on offshore wind at Old Dominion University. The two blue markers on this map are where the country's first wind turbines in federal waters are, 27 miles off the Virginia coast.
When you get up to them, they are massive.
He's not exaggerating. These turbines are more than 600 feet tall. That's the size of two statues of liberties on top of each other. You can't see them from the coast. They are a roughly 2-hour boat ride away. Soon, pending federal approval, these two generators run by Dominion Energy will become a sea of 176 turbines, generating electricity for more than 500,000 Virginians in 2026.
Every day you're going to see a turbine installation vessel pass from our left going out to sea.
By 2030, President Joe Biden plans to deploy 30 gigawatts of offshore wind energy around the country, generating enough power for more than 10 million homes. It's a clean energy source advocates say is crucial in the fight against climate change. While the turbines are expensive to build, experts say costs are dropping. There's also expectations the industry will generate thousands of jobs. Just last week, a $200 million factory to build turbine blades in Virginia was announced.
There's going to be jobs up here in Virginia that are within driving range of North Carolina.
Virginia is further along with offshore wind than North Carolina, but what's happening in places like Norfolk provide a potential window into North Carolina's future.
To the people of North Carolina, the first thing I'd say is enjoy the moment. This is exciting.
Despite some early skepticism, Bobby Clinton is all in.
Quite frankly, coal is going to go the way of the dinosaur, and wind power is going to take its place. And this is going to be the little feather in my cap in retirement, to be part of a huge monumental change.
Giving new meaning to riding the wind. To best see the Outer Banks, you have to climb. 220 steps. Megan Agresto has done this walk so many times she can do it in flip-flops. Despite the countless climbs, she says reaching the top never gets old.
How do you describe this view?
Gosh, you take me to be poetic. Darn it, magnificent.
The vista from the Currituck Lighthouse makes you question why you'd ever want to be back on the ground. It overlooks not only the petite village of Corolla, North Carolina, but miles beyond. That openness, though, will soon have a small glimmer to it.
On a clear day, everyone will be able to see the wind turbines.
She's talking about the Kitty Hawk project. The offshore wind project run by Avangrid Renewables is expected to eventually generate power for more than 700,000 homes. It will be located around 28 miles from Corolla.
We love having the visitors come here.
Larry Lombardi is a full-time resident of Corolla. He's the Economic Development Director for Currituck County and is excitedly awaiting the addition of the giant wind turbines.
Jobs, investment, tourism.
Corolla may just be the start for offshore wind energy in North Carolina. The state is preparing to make a big move in the industry. North Carolina has 3 offshore lease areas approved by the federal government. 2 of them are located in the Wilmington area. A public comment period is underway for the lease for the Wilmington East area, following a push to speed up the process by Representatives Deborah Ross and David Rouser, a Democrat and a Republican. The 3rd area is the Kitty Hawk project. The problem is no one has signed up to buy the power yet, so construction can't start.
You need to have a purchase power agreement.
North Carolina has not said whether it will buy the power. It may take urging by Duke Energy, which in a statement tells Spectrum News it will engage the community to figure out the best approach for a clean energy transition. The company has not committed to offshore. If North Carolina doesn't purchase the Kitty Hawk power, the electricity could end up going to Virginia, which already has a project of similar size in the works. Catherine Collins is the president of the Southeast Wind Coalition.
They need a buyer. It might be Virginia, it might be North Carolina. TBD.
North Carolina would lose out on the clean energy, but it could still generate jobs. Building the turbines takes a lot of supplies that manufacturing businesses across the state believe they can build. Lombardi says he also foresees the turbines becoming tourist attractions.
Getting out on a nice boat and having a tour.
From sightseeing tours to fishing trips.
Corolla is not Corolla without this lighthouse.
Megan Agresto is torn. She's a big supporter of clean energy. She just would rather not see it.
Stressed.
While the company says people on the ground won't be able to see the turbines, Agresto says it's a different story 220 steps above ground. A view that may look a little different, but a project that will dramatically shape how energy is produced in the state. On the Outer Banks, Reuben Jones, Spectrum News 1.